Good morning. So never mind my breakout today. So I did pull some cards last night. I pulled the Fates, and exchanging gifts, and I pulled a whole spread, but I kind of want to just go ahead and do do like a different spread this morning. But we showed up as the Hierophant, the Hanged Man, and the Seven of Cups is what the first card was, or the first cards. The Hermit and the Three of Pentacles is what shows up with the Hierophant. The Five of Cups and the Knight of Swords is what's surfacing, like from within. What I'm showing here is that, like, we're showing up as a mentor in some ways with wisdom, working with spirit, where, you know, there's some illusions and perspective shifts that we're kind of bringing to light here. Also, the Five of Pentacles is what we were what is helping to cut out, like, toxic cycles and creating change in some way. We're expanding on making forward movements towards this legacy, towards, you know, more material foundation or stability. The actions to take is be the Hermit. I pulled a bunch of different cards on this particular spot in the actions to take. Let's see. Five of Swords also showed up here with the Hermit. Excuse me. We got the Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Tower, Page of Cups, Magician, Sun, Six of Swords. And the way it came out, I just pulled again because it was confusing. But what I was getting from that is, like, there's a new beginning. You're kind of balancing out boundaries plus, you know, like, you know how, like, we kind of get overwhelmed with things, like things pop up or things happen, and we have to kind of like navigate, you know, like worldly events, or just trying to, you know, make sure that we have everything that we need. And, like, sometimes things come up, you know, that kind of, like, you get a flat tire, or, like, I don't know, an unexpected bill in some way that kind of throws you off. So we're navigating all of this juggling, right? Like the juggling of unexpected. That's the Tower energy. And the Page of Cups with, like, faith and spirituality, and, like, understanding our own what is it? Like, our own I don't know, heart energy, like, and then the Magician shows up with the Sun and the Six of Swords. So it's like understanding our power, understanding, you know, we do have everything we need, and, like, shining the light on that, and, like, our heart energy. And it's our heart that needs to, like, be open to things, our heart that needs to heal and move forward, you know. That heart energy is what kind of manifests. So anyway, and then I pulled the Knight of Wands reversed, which is I want to say stagnation. What did I see in this book? Arrogance, jealousy, abuse, recklessness, and braggart. But it was like the inability to kind of move forward is what I got from that. Reckless and so it says reckless and unafraid, but it was like kind of moving forward in kind of like a impulsive way. We're not doing that anymore. So it's like blocking out people who do that, blocking out people who keep you stuck in like a survival, you know, like and we're understanding the value of like slow, steady kind of stability. It's a choice with the Lovers here. Ace of Swords, clarity, truth, wisdom, the Hermit, Knight of Cups, following your intuition, giving you strength. The Strength card came out. And Six of Wands, recognition of that in some way, and also being seen in that way. And then the King of Cups, like the emotional stability and being emotionally stable and being seen in that way, in some way. You know, even though, you know, we go through all this stuff, like I put wisdom, intuition, strength to overcome victorious and emotional balance. And then inner resources, we have Nine of Pentacles, Empress, Knight of Wands, Chariot, King of Swords, moving on and overflow, the Emperor, the Five of Swords. Shoot. Like exposing or like cutting out the power games, right? And exposing that power within yourself, like, you know, to be seen in that way, taking action towards new beginnings and mastering self. Also the Queen of Wands and the Ten of Wands. So it's like dropping burdens, walking away, and shifting a perspective into like surrender to the divine, but what is what you're being called to. It's not about arrogance, it's not about pride, it's not about ego. It's about being like a guide in some way here. Because this stuff has worked, you know. And then the exchanging gifts, hold on, because I keep pushing play on this thing. Let me take this out. Let me read exchanging gifts and the fates again here, because these two cards are important. And then we also, behind that is community and soulmates, and then higher power. Chop wood, which it just means, you know, go for keep working. Time for a nap. You know, when people hate you, you know. But there's a higher power behind this, giving you stability, allowing you to kind of see the bigger picture in some way. So, number 17, turned right to it. Fate, karma, acceptance, that there are things you cannot change, knowing what those things are. Yeah, it's about the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Knowing the difference between what I can fix and what I can't fix, and knowing when to have courage to, you know, make the difference in some way. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. With what those events and current circumstances have to teach you. This is wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. So, and the protection message. I like to read the protection message. It is difficult to understand why painful things happen to good people. Fate is a mystery after all, yet what we do with our circumstances, the way in which we respond to life's challenges, is how we rise up to greet our destiny. Now is one of those times to be aware of your powerlessness to change certain situations and surrender to acceptance. Hang in there. Life will only get better. Act as if you believe that. For the only thing you can control right now is your attitude. When you align with the fates, being mindful of what you can and cannot change, serenity will come to you. Okay, and then number 27, exchanging gifts. My nose is kind of, I don't know. It's been cold the last 2 days where it was like super warm, so it's like Houston's bipolar weather is kind of getting into me a little. Okay, the law of giving and receiving, currency, trade-offs, weighing costs, and determining value. Yeah, determining value. That's important here. You are entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them, and yet in order to honor them, you must put in the time. Exchange your experience and skills and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. This is not a time of just do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the values others bring to your life. Okay, and then the protection message. Be careful of what you pray for because you just might get it and then realize you don't want to face the hefty price that comes with it. You may find yourself in a situation you've always desired, but know you will have to walk away from or even fail at it because you can't or won't pay the dues it asks of you. If you want to be a famous musician, you have to pay the price of your craft every day. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to be responsible for managing the money and paying the taxes. Even a windfall bears a cost. It's okay though, because spirit will help you achieve the balance over time. Another message here reminds you that being only the giver and not the receiver plays out in many relationships in your life where you find yourself in victim mode, in a codependent dynamic, or holding onto a false sense of control. Others may push you to continue to prove yourself. The time has come to distance yourself from this kind of imbalance, being aware of the need for both give and take is the first step to your true destiny. It's all good and getting better. Not only can you handle this, but you can flourish as a result. So that's the Six of Pentacles energy. So like, you know, yeah, we're fated for something, and we have to know that. Like, also I got 6, 7, 8, 9. I pulled the dice. It's Virgo. We got Virgo twice, Cancer, and Pisces. The Sun, the Moon twice, and Pluto. Alrighty, and that's all I'm going to do for this. I'm going to do another one after this, and I'll pull on, video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.